Today for our lesson, you guys are going to need your Be a Scientist notebook. So we're going to be writing in our notebook today. And we are also going to be in our science handbook. So we're going to have reading and writing incorporated with our science today. And we're going to start off in our Be a Scientist notebook, the one we write in. You guys are going to open up to page 41. What page are we opening up to? 41. Turn and tell your neighbor what page we're opening up to.
41.
I heard a lot of people say it, and then a lot of people not do it. So page 41 in that Be a Scientist notebook. And up top, we have our vocabulary words that we're focusing on this week. We've gone over these 2 days already for this unit. But our vocabulary words, everybody point to them with me, and we'll look at them together. We have work, simple machines, load, wheel and axle, incline plane, and compound machine. So yesterday we briefly went over those 6 simple machines, and we're going to look at them again today and go into a more depth. We'll look at that wheel and axle and that incline plane along with all the other simple machines, and we'll talk about how a compound machine is going to be the mixture of all of those. So I'm going to play a quick video, and when I'm done playing the video, you guys are going to, down here it says draw an example of work that was done in the video. So we're going to watch it to see how machines help us do work. And then you guys are going to go ahead and do this piece down here, okay, where you draw that picture.
What is work? Work can be easy, or hard, or fun. We use simple machines like hammers to build things, create meals, and entertain people. It takes work to fly us to faraway places. Work can move the earth and be good for the earth. In what ways will you work today?
Remember, you're drawing an example of work from the video.
What is work? Work can be easy, or hard, or fun. We use simple machines like hammers to build things, create meals, and entertain people. It takes work to fly us to faraway places. Work can move the earth and be good for the earth. In what ways will you work today?
As you guys finish up, we'll start our conversation. But from our video, what are some of those examples of work you guys saw from our video? Kason, what'd you see? Flying a plane flying through the air. That's got some definite work in it, right? Joey?
Well, they were taking out the recycling.
Yeah, we saw that. That could be that heavy work, right? Having to take out that recycling. Good. Grayson? The painting, right? Even though they said some work's easy or enjoyable. Painting. Good. Kyler? Planting flowers. Now, here's a trick question. What simple machine did they use to help them plant flowers? What do you think it was, Griffin?
Like shovels.
It was a shovel, but the shovel is a type of simple machine, and we'll go over it later, but it's going to be that simple machine that's going to be wedge-shaped. So it's like this, and you're able to scoop. So shovels are a wedge. Isn't that kind of cool? It's a simple machine, but we call it something else. It's a wedge to us. So it's kind of neat that we get to see that. Yes?
Hammering nails.
Hammering those nails. Good. Yep.
The air.
The wind turbines? Yeah. Good. So those are all fabulous. And I know there were more too. Those are some fabulous examples of work from our video. So I have up here our vocabulary words again. Work is what is done when a force changes an object's motion. So we're going to be looking more at work today. We're going to be reading about work today and what work is. But work is just whenever a force changes an object's motion. We say something is at work. Simple machines are machines that have few or no moving parts. A load is the object being moved. So yesterday in our little setup, what was our load?
The big block.
What was, hands would be appropriate. The big blocks were our load, right? Those big ones, that's what we were trying to move. So in moving the recycling, what was the load? What was it, Ray?
It was was all the recycling in the tub.
Yeah, exactly. It was everything in that tub. It was the tub to make it heavy, right? Good. A wheel and axle is a simple machine made of a wheel attached to a rod. So it's just a wheel and a rod so that that wheel has something to turn on. An inclined plane, everybody show me an inclined plane with your hand. It's going to be a flat surface that goes at an incline, and it extends how far work is, but it makes it easier because you don't have to work as hard. And then we have a compound machine where it's two or more simple machines that are put together. So keep those in mind as we go today. Now you're going to need to answer the next question in our book at the bottom of page 41. At the bottom of page 41, can everybody point to that final question for me? The bottom of page 41, it says, read page 236. What page?
236.
In your science handbook. Answer the following questions after you have finished reading. And our question is, what is work? So go ahead and open up to page 236 with me, and we will read about work.
I like the animal.
So this is page 236 in our reading. And we saw some of these yesterday because I went over the types of simple machines yesterday, but this is going to be the page next to it. I will read and you will follow along. So you're in page 41 of your handbook where you can answer the question. 41. And 236 of the other one. You ready? Everybody point to the heading. Our heading says
Simple machines.
simple machines, and it says work and machines. So we know from our heading that we're now going to be reading about simple machines, work and machines, right? Headings tell you what you're about to read. What bold word do we see on that page there? Cooper. Midyan, work, right? Work is the word we see. And we're trying to figure out what work is, right? So is that a good clue to help us kind of look there for it? Now keep that in mind as you guys go to answer the question, but I'm going to read it and you're going to follow along. Sound good? In science, the word has a special meaning. Work is done when a moves an object or changes an object's
Motion.
For example, picking up a is work. A force changes the book's motion. Pushing on a wall is not work. No matter how hard you push, the wall does not move. So pushing on a wall, is that work?
No.
Why not? Charlie, why not? The wall's not moving. It's only work if it causes something to move. Very good. So everybody, well, we're not going to do it. Usually I would have you push on a wall, but it's not going to be work. You can't move it. But you can. Everybody push on the ground. There you go. Push on the ground. Are you moving the ground?
No.
You are not doing work. Everybody stand up and give your chair a push. Was it easier to move your chair? Were you able to move your chair?
Yes.
Was it work? Have a seat.
That's my rope.
A machine is a tool that makes work.
Easier.
Machines do not change the amount of work done. I'd say that again. Machines do not change the amount of work that is done. They just change the way you do work. For example, it is easier to move a heavy rock by rolling it in a wheelbarrow than it is to lift and carry the rock with your hands. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Very agree. It's easier to do it, but it doesn't take less work. Some machines help you do work by changing the amount of force you must use. Other machines change the direction in which you push or pull. So that's true. A backhoe, which we see down here, makes moving dirt easier. So you could go out and you could do it all by hand, but instead the machine is helping do it in larger amounts at a time. A bottle opener is a machine, you can see at the bottom of your page, is a machine that makes it easy to pry the bottle caps off. So it's a lever that you just, boop, instead of having to figure out how to do it, it's just a quick change of direction and you can get it off pretty easily. Does that make sense? So now on the bottom of page 41, you can look back in your textbook, but what is work? Answer that question.